Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about DevOps and DataOps. I've been working on a video for Thursday that's coming out about data observability, which is a part of DataOps. And what this actually means is that whenever you are creating pipelines, you have to find a way to figure out, is this doing what it's supposed to do, right? And you need to find problems within your platform or within your pipelines. So that's what DataOps is all about. And I have that with Kensu.io. For them, I create this video. So this will be a sponsored video. This one is just a normal live stream. Again, about DevOps and DataOps. So we all know about DevOps. We have heard this 1,000 times, and we seen this in blog posts. We also, usually as a developer, we experience that, hopefully better than worse, or in more detail. So let's go quickly to a website that I have found while I've been doing a bit of research this morning. Sprinkledata.com. One of their blog posts is actually about DevOps versus DataOps. And I really like these two visualizations here, where DevOps is a lot about software development and operations, and then quality assurance based on the software that you're running, right? So it's a lot, and they have a second visualization here. So usually you have a business vision here on the left, and then you are then starting to build something for this business vision. So the developer comes in, builds a piece of software, the tester comes in, who then tests this software, and then you basically put it into production. So you make system function, unit, performance, and integration tests that it runs actually on your platform, and then you feed it through basically you go towards deployment. Interactive business user test case. So this would be the business user who's actually getting the value out of it, tests it. It's a pretty standard way of developing your software and then later operating it. And part of DevOps is also like keeping track of your development. That's why this feedback comes into play here, where this feeds back into the vision, this feeds back into the software development, and then this basically creates a cycle. So it's very software driven, very software oriented, software development oriented. That's why you see here software development, you see here technology a lot, and operations and quality assurance. That's more of the software itself, right? So where does DataOps come in? And DataOps is actually something that, while I'm doing a bit of research, this is something I have been working a lot on without even knowing that it's called DataOps. And the idea with this is they have your data engineering. I think it's a bit more about data engineering, so the engineering the pipelines and everything, and how to model your data in each step, but also the other parts of checking the data quality, checking the data security, making sure that you can integrate the data into your pipelines, you can work with external sources. So that's all where DataOps is all around. So this is a very engineering heavy process, right? You are building something. Yes, you're still coding. You're still developing a piece of software, but it's more about the data. It's more about how does the data behave? How does your pipelines behave? Do your pipelines behave? So I think that is a really, really cool concept. I don't know how it's with you, if you have experienced this before, if you were more software development heavy, where it's or DevOps heavy, where you have a piece of software that you develop, you test it, you bring it into production, you monitor it, and you get the feedback to actually improve the software in a cycle. Or if you were more on the right side already about the DevOps, the DataOps side, which, as I said, this was something that I have done a lot in the past. Not specifically, or specifically not just developing the software that does something, but actually making sure that the data has the right quality, the data is secure, that you can integrate sources. And that's something that I have been struggling with before, because you might have a piece of software somewhere, a piece of data laying around, or you get information every day. Sometimes something shifts, and then you need to find out what's going on, what is happening. You need to realize that your data is not coming through anymore, and why isn't it coming through anymore? So something very interesting in our field. You have that, you have that a lot. For instance, with APIs. Sometimes you're using external APIs. Like I had a student who was working on APIs from Apple. So they were using Apple APIs, paid APIs. At some point, Apple decided to change something. And how, you know how Apple is, when they change something, they just change something, and then they tell you we changed something. The problem was that they never knew that something happened, and they didn't have a method of actually finding out what's going on. And so this is where DataOps is coming in here. Let me go down a bit, and you see this is a lot. This is about DataOps. This is a lot of stuff that we are talking when we're doing data engineering. You have a business vision, you have a goal that you have to resolve for the companies. Then you have data acquisition. You need to get the data somehow. You need to work with it. So this would be some data integration tool you could use. Data transformation. This is most likely something, could be something like Spark, and so on. Basically processing frameworks. You do the data modeling. I think data modeling here is more towards modeling it towards the storage. So putting it somewhere in the storage, finding the right storage, what's the right models for these relational database, for this NoSQL database, and so on. You add the visualization on top of it. And then you need to get the insights, data insights, dashboards, reports, and these feedback here into the business vision. So I think it's very interesting, this path, and how this actually needs to be kept track of, or kept track on, especially in, as I said, in data observability, that you check, is my data acquisition still running? Am I making transformation mistakes? Why am I making transformation mistakes? Is it because of the data acquisition? Is it because of errors? Does the data get into the database? So these are all things that I find very interesting, and what I have been previously working a lot about. It's less of course, it's also the DevOps part where you do these things, but this is just software. Let's say this is just software. This has a lot to do with the actual data, which I find very interesting. Let's quickly scroll through. Do they have a bit of more information here? No, I don't think so. So after the live stream, I think on YouTube, I'm going to put the link to that blog post into the description, so you can look at this as well. As I said, I find this very, very interesting, because this is how this fits together, right? You have your DevOps, you have your DataOps, then you have MLOps, which is the other part, what people are talking about, where you have your analytics, and you need to have a a way of develop, integrate, deploy, and monitor your analytics processes. So this is how these fit together. It would be interesting to have something actually that incorporates all of these for a better understanding, I think. Yeah. Put in your comments here. Let me know what you think. This is just something, as I said, I've been working on this today, and I found it very interesting. I stumbled over this because here at what I'm currently looking at is, as I said, with Kenzo and data observability, where you can actually then, where was that? I think in use cases you saw something interesting. Or was that platform? Yeah, because basically you can understand your. I'm looking at. I saw a better thing where you also see the lineage and everything of your data, how the data basically got through the system, and where does it have each metrics. More about this on Thursday. Yeah. Some questions around DevOps. What's your experience with DevOps? Do you have already experience with DataOps? Yeah. Looking for a full-time employment, please to help at last. I'm looking field of data science. I'm from India. Yeah, I'm on that's something I currently don't do. Also with India, I don't know. I don't have any experience with companies in India. So I think the only choice you have is like go and apply to jobs, polish your CV, stuff, typical stuff that you need, and then good luck. So for data science also this should be more of a data scientist thing then, I'm guessing. So maybe build a few example projects that you can show in data science. Yeah, quick stream. I want to get on every day, and I want to share a few pieces of information that I have that I've been working on to document what I'm doing, to give you a bit of information. Yeah. What are the new trends in DataOps? That's actually a very good point. I'm not 100% sure. So from what I have seen a lot of stuff towards data integration. Need to show it towards data integration, the data integration part. Automating this, making it easier to get into or to get to data and use data from different data sources. And also I see what's coming today, or what's coming in the next few months, is what Kenzo is doing to actually monitor your data quality, monitor your pipelines, to very early figure out what's actually going on, and all this in an automated way, so you don't have to struggle with building the tools around this and with building the integrations yourself in Python, but having prepared tools, prepared libraries to very easily integrate your stuff with checking what's going on and so on. So that's something that I see coming, and that's very important. Security, not that much. I don't see that much. I see a lot in the operational part of it, the building part with the integration, and also the operational part, because this is missing. You very often have to build something your own, set up some tools, find a way to log the data and analyze it, so maybe with, I did a poll about this. Let me bring this up. So basically, what's the best way to you use to monitor your data pipelines? Analyze logs, which is usually the way, very complicated way of doing this. If you have to jump through the logs and search through logs, can be very annoying. Prometheus and Grafana is something a lot of people do, to actually monitor or write logs into Prometheus and then have a dashboard for this in Grafana, or tools just like Kenzu. I'm not actually sure what a good alternative to it is. I'm not sure, where you have this as a software as a service or as a cloud platform, which is, I think, the next step. So we're going to go away from analyzing logs, raw logs. We're going to go away from setting up our own monitoring infrastructure into having our metadata, having our interesting monitoring data into a cloud platform or software as a service tool. I think that's a big trend where this is heading right now. Is DataOps part or separate of MLOps? Can we find something? Let me quickly Google something. Maybe I see this is something I saw before. So when you look at this, it's actually a site, ml-ops.org. You have 3 phases: design. This was a bit like what we've talked before. Requirements, use case presentation, data availability check. The first 2 are a lot. This is a bit more about what a data engineer does. ML use case, prioritization. That's a lot what the business side in this here was. I would say, no, this here, business vision. And then you're going towards the model development. This is a lot more software driven, I would say. Yes, you need to do a bit of data engineering, but it's not like usually this is prepared for you. So you need to, it's not like you have to, where is it? You have to start with the data acquisition and the simple transformation so you can use it. Hopefully, when you get to the point of your MLOps here, where you need to do the model development, you're at the point here where the data is modeled and it's in a database or in a data store. Hopefully. So this is how this would fit together. Yes, they have a bit of data engineering here, but that's more of, okay, you get the data from the store that is already here, and you then model it towards, or you transform it what you need for your training, for instance. So you would do ML model engineering, you would do model testing and validation, so that you get to a point where your model is able to be deployed. And then you have operations with model deployment, CI/CD pipelines, monitoring, triggering. So this is, MLOps is more towards, okay, you have the data and you find out the problem, you have the data or get the data, transform the data that is, so you can build your ML models with, and then you deploy them. I think that's a good understanding of these 2 things. This is more model driven, more analytics driven. This is DataOps is more data and data quality driven, and DevOps is more software driven, more software development driven. Of course, MLOps is a part of DevOps, right? So because for your machine learning here, you have to build that model, you need to deploy some or develop some software, and that software you need to do DevOps with. DataOps, part or separate from MLOps, they work together. It's not like DevOps, DataOps, MLOps, it's all connected. That was just what I wanted to talk about today. I found that very interesting when I researched this morning, when I was looking into the Kenzu platform. So yeah, hope that helped. hope you have a great start of the day. Mine is already finished. It's 5:45 p.m. So my day is already going to an end, and it's time for the family. Doing a bit of barbecue. Thanks for being here. Another question: AI ops. AI ops is, for me, it's basically MLOps. So have a good one. See you tomorrow. Let's see what I find out until tomorrow, or what I work on tomorrow. If you're interested in data engineering, I want to learn data engineering, look into learndataengineering.com if you want to support. I have an academy where you can learn everything you need to learn data engineering, to become a data engineer, to use data engineering in your work as an engineer or as a scientist. Yeah. See you later.